circular motion. The circular motion is a two-dimensional motion, right? And the circular motion can be defined as the motion of an object along the circular path. If the body is moving in a circular path, then we can say that the motion of the body is a circular motion. And uniform circular motion is nothing but when a body moves along a circular path with a constant speed. Uniform means same. With a constant speed, then that motion is nothing but uniform circular motion. So in this uniform circular motion, the examples for this uniform circular motion are motion of planets around the sun, motion of satellites around the planets, and motion of hands in a clock. So all these comes under uniform circular motion. Circular motion is an accelerated motion. So when a body moves in a circular path, its direction changes continuously, right? Its direction changes continuously. Let's say the A, B, C, D. For suppose the body starts from A, so it has to move in this direction, but the direction changes in this way, right? So from each and every point, if the point comes to B, the body has to move in this direction, but the direction changes in this way. At C, it has to move in this direction, but the direction changes in this way. At D, the body has to move in that particular direction, but its direction changes in this way. So if you observe at each and every point, the direction of the body changes, right? So here in this, the direction of a motion changes continuously even when the body moves with a constant speed. Even though the body is moving with a constant speed, the direction of your body changes, right? So if you consider this here, the velocity is not constant. The velocity is not constant, right? So that whenever the velocity of a body moving in a circular path at a constant speed changes, if the velocity changes continuously, then the velocity gives rise to an acceleration in the moving body. So the changing in velocity, so here velocity changes, so it brings acceleration to the moving body. Clear? So therefore this uniform circular motion is an accelerated motion even when the speed remains constant, as by the formula acceleration is equal to change in velocity by time taken. So here the velocity changes continuously, so that even though it has the uniform speed, but the velocity is not constant here because it changes its directions. As you consider this, east, west, north and south. So the direction changes continuously each and every time, so that the changing in velocity with respect to the time which gives us the acceleration, so that even though it is with uniform speed, but it is an accelerated motion. There are some terms which are related to this. First one is radius vector. So as we already know that the body is in circular motion, and if your body is in a circular motion, the line which is joining from the center of the circle to any point of the path is nothing but radius. Nothing but radius. So the line joining the central point O of the circle and the body directed outwards is nothing but radius. So it is nothing but a radius vector, right? So here OA is the radius vector. OA is the radius vector. So as we know that OA is the radius, unit for radius, SI unit is meter, CS unit is centimeter. Important. So here OA is the radius vector. Next one is angular displacement, right? So when the position of the particle at a given instant, let's say it is at OA, right, and it moves from OA from A to, let's say, B, right, with some angle having the same radius R. Here radius does not changes, but here if a body moves from A to B and it makes some angle theta. Clear? So here the angle between OA and OB is nothing but angular displacement, and it is denoted by the term theta. So here R is the radius vector. R is the radius vector and L is the length of the arc. So here the length of the arc is L. So L means length of arc. Nice. So here, so the angular displacement theta is given by, theta is equal to arc length by radius vector. Arc length by radius vector or radius of the arc, whatever it is. So it is equal to, arc length is denoted by L and radius vector is denoted by R. So theta is equal to formula length by, arc length by radius of arc, right? So units. So units, angular displacement. SI unit of angular displacement is, SI unit is given as radian. So in the previous class, like multiples and submultiples, we learned this supplementary physical quantity, radian, right? So as we know that to complete one rotation or one revolution, so the length of the arc is nothing but, for one revolution, length of arc is equal to circumference of circle, is equal to circumference, right? Because it is a circular motion, so that the length for one revolution, the length of the arc is equal to circumference of the circle. So that is equal to 2 pi r. This is for one revolution. The length of arc is 2 pi r. That implies theta is equal to formula arc length by radius vector. So for one revolution, what is the arc length? L by r. What is the L for one revolution? L by r is equal to 2 pi r. L is equal to here 2 pi r by radius of the vector r gets cancelled. So theta is equal to 2 pi for one revolution. For one revolution. So 2 pi units is radians. 2 pi radians. So we got that theta is equal to 2 pi radians. This 2 pi is nothing but 360 degrees. 360 degrees. So 360 degrees is equal to 2 pi radians. Then 1 radian is equal to how much? So 1 radian is equal to 360 by 2 pi. So that 1 radian is equal to 360 by 2 pi. Important word. Let's see some conversion. Example based upon this. Pi by 3 radians is equal to dash degrees. Conversions. So solution, as we know that pi is equal to 180 degrees. Pi is equal to 180 degrees. That implies pi by 3, which means 180 by 3 that is equal to 60. 3 ones 360. So pi by 3 radians is equal to 60 degrees. Angular velocity. Angular displacement is denoted by theta and this angular velocity is denoted by omega. Right? So, angular velocity, this is the body in a circular motion. Its initial position is OA, having the radius r, and it moves from A to B with an arc length L, having the radius r. The angle between OA and OB is theta. Right? So, angular velocity is angle described by a rotating body. By a rotating body in a given time. Angular velocity is denoted by omega. Right? So here omega is equal to formula angular displacement by time taken. So angular displacement for one complete revolution, what is the angular displacement formula? 2 pi by t. Omega is equal to 2 pi by t. Right? So 1 by t is nothing but, since 1 by t is nothing but frequency so this also written as omega is equal to 2 pi n. 2 pi n. Right? Units for this omega is equal to 2 pi by t. 2 pi units radians by time second. Next one, angular acceleration denoted by alpha. Angular acceleration, the rate of change of angular velocity. Rate of change of angular velocity is nothing but angular acceleration alpha. Alpha is equal to change in angular velocity by time taken. Change in angular velocity is given by 2 pi by t by time taken t. So alpha is equal to 2 pi by t square. Right? Or also this alpha is equal to 2 pi by t is nothing but omega by t. In both ways you can write this. Coming to the units, why we are writing omega by t? Alpha is equal to omega. Omega means nothing but change in angular velocity by t time taken. Right? So omega is equal to 2 pi by t. Right? Omega is equal to 2 pi by t. Here I am writing this. Omega by t. Right? Coming to the units, radians per second square is the units for angular acceleration. Let's say an example based upon this. So, a particle is moving along a circular path with an angle 45 degrees in 2 seconds. We have to find out the angular velocity of the particle. Right? So, solution. Angular velocity formula. The angular velocity is equal to theta by t, angular displacement by time taken. So omega is equal to theta by t. Here theta is given as 45 degrees and time is given as 2 seconds. So take it as 0.2 time is 0.2 seconds. So if we can make the cancellation, so that we get 225 degrees per second, right? And we got this in angular velocity in degrees per second, right? Angular velocity, it is the value in degrees per second. It is the answer. Now we have to calculate in radians per second. As we know that 360 degrees is equal to 2 pi radians. Okay, so that two into pi value 22 by 7, that is equal to 44 by 7 radians. 44 by 7 radians. So therefore 360 degrees is equal to 44 by 7. Then 225 degrees is equal to how much? So 44 by 360 degrees is equal to 44 by 7 radians. Then 225 radians is equal to how much? So we have to find out x value. So cross multiplication, x into 360 is equal to 225 into 44 by 7. So x is equal to 225 into 44 by 7 into 360. So x is equal to, so if we make the calculation, so on an average you will get 3.928 radians per second. So 225 degrees is equal to 3.928 radians per second. So per second. That is the answer. Relation between angular velocity and linear velocity. So angular velocity is denoted by omega. So omega is equal to formula 2 pi by t, right? Or this can be written as theta by t. Whereas theta is equal to length of the arc by radius of the arc. Length of arc by radius of arc. Length denoted by L, radius is denoted by R. So the length is nothing but distance, right? Length is nothing but distance. So distance I am writing as S. So in linear kinematics, we denoted the length, distance or displacement with S, and R is denoted as radius R. Of course, we may denote it with L also, no problem. Length is denoted with L, or here S is nothing but distance or displacement. Linear velocity formula V is equal to displacement by time taken, right? It is 1 and it is 2. Linear velocity is equal to displacement by time taken. Theta is equal to S by R. So omega is equal to theta by t. Theta is equal to S by R. Velocity V is equal to S by t. So from these three, omega is equal to formula theta by t. That is equal to theta is S by R. Here S is nothing but displacement or distance. Here S is also nothing but displacement or distance, right? Theta is equal to formula S by R by time taken. That is equal to S by R into 1 by t reciprocal. that is equal to S by RT or T, right? So that is equal to S by RT. So here I am writing as S by T into 1 by R, S by T into 1 by R. So that is equal to, as we know that displacement by time gives velocity into 1 by R. So that is equal to V by R. So omega is equal to V by R. That applies. Omega is equal to V by R. We need the relation between omega and velocity V. So that implies V is equal to R omega. V is equal to R omega. Right? This is the relation between angular velocity and linear velocity. Omega is equal to V by R. Angular velocity and linear velocity. V is equal to R omega. V is equal to R omega. Here R is the denominator. We send this side product with omega. R into omega R omega.